How's it going, everybody? Welcome and thank you for watching today. I'm Andres Ramirez from Soul Properties.
My name is Basden from REMAX Paradise, and here in Toronto, it's Basden Group Realty.
So tell us a little bit about REMAX Paradise. Where's it located? How did it become about, and when did it start?
Listen, it all started with a vision by Nick Antonio Cacavella. Is a Torontonian, Vaughan resident. You may know him, and you may have not heard of him, but he was actually, an interesting fact about him is that because of him, we have Univision, and because of him, we actually have Univision.
In Canada,
right? And
he's Italian, though, right?
He's Italian, yeah. Well, with that name.
Was that correlation with TLF?
Nicola Antonio Cacavella.
Hey, you never know,
right?
You never know.
No, actually, he's very well known. I've known him for a very long time. I actually call him Papa, right? Yeah. If you're watching this, he hates it when I say that, but. Long story short, started with a vision. A couple of years back, he has an ingenious idea to start, right when actually before he even started, the cup of it, to promote the wonderful country of the Dominican Republic.
There you go. And why Dominican Republic? Why do you think people are interested? Why is tourism on the rise in Dominican Republic?
It has so much to offer. If we look at it geographically, I mean, maybe we can pull up some sort of map or something like that and kind of show where we are. It's really kind of within the center of the hub of, I can say the world, if I wanted to say that, right? Am I pushing it a bit?
No.
Located within the Caribbean, you got north, west side, North America, south, west side, you got South America. Right across from me, you got, more so on a diagonal basis, Central America. But the DR right now is going through a massive metamorphosis of expansion, right? Not just so much tourism. So we always know the Dominican Republic for its beautiful beaches, the culture, the people,
of course,
right?
Exhibit A.
But really, what it has to offer. So the Dominican is not the same Dominican where my parents, because I'm actually a Canadian born, but I still consider myself Dominican pura cepa. It has so much to offer because of where it's situated and as well as the landmass itself. But why tourism? Let's get back to it. I always weasel in and out.
Before you say tourism, is it true that Dominicans are the happiest people in the world?
Claro que sí.
Hey, most alegre en el mundo.
Yeah.
That's what they say. Happiest people, good energy.
Good energy,
always ready to dance, have a good time.
All the time.
Good
we're
vibes.
Loud, we're vibes. I mean, think about it. If you look about Latin culture itself, we're known for, aside from salsa, that's a whole different topic, but we're really known for bachata, that originated in the Dominican Republic, which is interesting fact though. Back in my grandfather's days, bachata was frowned upon.
Oh wow.
It was the music of the underworld.
Was it too sensual?
It was too sexual, too sensual. It was always about either hurt or emotional. And so, aside from bachata, which we know now because Romeo Santos, we know a lot of other people, is merengue. Right? So merengue, now we got with the whole Puerto Ricans coming in was what is it, reggaeton. But now Dominicans emerging was a new culture, the dembow, right? So Alpha, that got signed with Sony Records.
Of course.
So it's the culture itself.
Nice. And why has tourism been on the rise? Why are so many people interested in moving to Dominican Republic now?
So much about it's really the infrastructure that it has, and also about the government. It's a political government, diplomatic government for the past, and the current administration has everything in place to really emphasize on putting Dominican on the map. Want to get into the specifics?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so listen to this. We just had Dominican Week in October, I think it was, and thank you so much. We got invited by the embassy and the consulate. This is why, thank you for the flag that I took. And in terms of the GDP, about 1.5% is what the expected GDP is going throughout all of Central South America. But when we talk about South America, we're not talking about Brazil. It's totally different, right? Just the Hispanics countries. Dominican Republic itself is growing at a 5% rate in terms of GDP.
How does that compare to the rest of the world?
Well, in terms of the rest of the world, we're pretty much up there, considering the landmass, considering the size of the country that we are.
Probably population.
But really what's happening is that the Dominican Republic is becoming more of a flight hub transportation hub, which, if it wasn't because of the Panama Canal, the Dominican Republic would actually be in first place. So the only thing competing between Panama and Dominican is the canal, right?
Makes sense.
Which is interesting.
It is. And in terms of cost of living, lifestyle, obviously that's the main things people want to know about. Safety, healthcare, lifestyle, cost of living. What do you tell people about that?
Well, here's the thing. I always tell people, we live in a first world country. Now hear this, under this. But we party in a third world country. Think about that for a sec, right? So we live in a first world country where we, blood, sweat, and tears, we earn a living, and then we hop on a plane
To have a good time somewhere else. Party, relax, go to the beach,
right?
Read a book.
Meet my cousins.
Yeah.
Right? And so why is that? Is because it's a completely different mindset. I mean, it's the Caribbean mindset. There's a joke that says that if you invite Spanish people to a party, don't tell them the true time. Tell them 3 hours before so they can actually get there on time. But in Dominican per se, what's happening a lot is that there's a lot of investment, foreign direct investments fueling in from all parts of the world, right? So one thing about tourism, we'll talk about this a little bit on, in regards to home ownership, it's more accessible in comparison to some parts of the US, even some parts of Canada, regardless even the dollar being different. But aside from that, it's security. I bring my family down there all the time. It's a way where, I have a lot of clients as well. We both have clients that fly down there. I have a couple of families right now flying down there in December. A particular person, she only buys a one-way trip.
Oh, wow.
And you can definitely walk around. I took, I'll talk a little bit more about this. If it's okay. So we did a trip, Andres and I, we did a trip earlier this year. We brought some top performers, realtors, Toronto, down to the Dominican Republic, and they were amazed.
Yeah.
That Ferraris, Lamborghinis.
People get, honestly, I even someone like myself that travels a lot, I was surprised that Dominican had so many malls, especially in Santo Domingo. Like, their malls are nicer than our malls here.
Yeah.
Maybe like as nice as like Yorkdale or like the higher end malls, but you go to Santo Domingo Mall, it's beautiful. Yeah. Escalators, LED screens everywhere, lights everywhere, clean. Like, that's something you think about, like, does Dominican have those features like a city? But it really does, though. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, we're still. I was told this really interesting quote that the Dominican that we know of is because of the people that left for 15 years ago. But everything has evolved. Even our country here in Canada has evolved. And so the Dominican that you see now, it's a completely different Dominican. We have a subway system under this.
Yeah.
Think about that.
The amount of infrastructure is insane. I've never been to Santo Domingo until like 2 years ago, and I was even shocked at how developed it is. Even Punta Cana. Punta Cana's gotten very developed from the first time I went, like maybe 5-6 years ago. And the flights are super cheap. Guys, it's cheaper to fly to Dominican Republic than some parts of Canada.
And it's cheaper to fly than instead of you and I going on a night.
Yeah.
Put it that way. By the time we go downtown Toronto, right? Remember back in the day, we were so cheap. We'd be in the car trying to drink before we go to the club.
Back, $50, $100 minimum.
And then we're treating, because we are gentlemen and we have a little bit, somewhat of chivalry happening. We're down to $200. So for $200, I can see you in 3 hours in the Dominican Republic.
I think that's I'd say like round trips $250 to $500 average, and you'd be surprised one ways you can get for $200, $300.
Yeah. Well, I just paid for my entire family for 43 days, with taxes and everything included, and it's actually WestJet, so it's not a charter airline. $2,100 taxes in Canadian, 43 days.
How many people? How much? Sorry,
5 people.
5 people. Wow.
Yeah.
So that's like what, $450?
Came up to about $425, $450.
Yeah.
More or so. Yeah.
Look at that. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Round trip.
Yeah.
That's a night out in Toronto. That's what I always tell my friends too.
I don't know who you hang out with who's spending $2,100 a night, but I want to hang out with you more.
Yeah. So let's divide the next topic into two sides.
Cool.
People are interested in investing in Latin America, and other people are just interested or more interested in living in Latin America. Let's talk about the investment side first. Where's the market currently? Where is it going? Obviously, you can't guarantee where the market is going, but what can you see happening with the investment that people are making today in Dominican Republic?
Well, before we actually answer that question, this is where the benefit of working with sole properties, working with REMAX Paradise comes in place, because We're both Canadian. You can see us here. But we
Speaking English?
Speaking English, right? And my...
and we hablamos español. No, joking. Hablamos español.
My Spanish is maybe not too really good looking, right? But we still defend myself. But the nice thing about having sold properties, REMAX Paradise, is that we also have foot on the ground.
Yep.
So if you're thinking of coming down, we definitely take care of you, show you very interactive. You've been there, I've been there. You can see our footages, we've both been there. Show you around the Dominican, Punta Cana per se, Puerto Plata as well. And soon we'll be expanding some other areas as well. So you have an actual team at REMAX Paradise that can definitely pick you up from the resort, take you around, suggest a restaurant.
And not to shame anybody, but a lot of realtors, let's be honest, that are from Toronto or Canada, that promote abroad, not saying all of them, but most of them, either have not been there or don't really have the resources or network to make things happen in these countries.
Correct.
I had a meeting yesterday, a gentleman from Collingwood. He works for a brokerage up there, and he said, Andres, the amount of connections you have, and it's not just to shine light on me, you have a lot of connections too, a lot of people have a lot of connections. He's like, the amount of connections you have, you can really make this thing really pop off. Because what happens is, I find that a lot of realtors, they just want to get their hands on many things, but either one, they don't want to invest the money or the time. The money into building their website, their system, or whatever they need to build, or the time to learn all these things, right? And the time to actually put in the work, that's when you meet people. You go for coffee, you meet a builder, you meet a lawyer, you meet an immigration person, you meet a builder, you meet a pre-construction project. That's the effort that Canadians are looking for, because what Canadians are looking for is someone to trust in to get the job done, just like a realtor here. But someone who doesn't have experience or doesn't have the connections or the contacts to make things happen, especially in another country, Canadians will be skeptical, but I'm sure you agree with that.
You know what, I can add to that too, and I agree 100% to what you're saying. But if I can add to that too, is the assurity aspect of everything is important too. Sold properties and REMAX Paradise does not work with everybody. So the opportunities that we present, we vetted them. We make sure that they are legitimate. We make sure that they have permits. We make sure that they are in good standing with the government. I mean, fraud can happen anywhere. It's happening
even here.
It's happening here. I mean, we have so many right now in the current landscape that we are in the arena that we're playing in terms of real estate. We got builders going bankrupt, right? In the Dominican, it happens all the time. But this is why it's so important to know who you work with. And so Soul Properties, REMAX Paradise has done the due diligence and actually flying down, having direct relationships with the CEOs and the developers. I mean, you have developers on your speed dial. You know what? I remember I needed something and you just called the guy up and boom, we got it done. So
what's ironic is the amount of traveling, the amount of connections I've made and presence I've made, glory to God, is I know as many realtors abroad as I know here probably. Like in person or some type of connection over the phone or spoke to them over the phone. So they see what's coming with what we're building and they acknowledge it because they're hungry for it. And the other thing that the system we have here, the MLS system we have here is one of the most advanced in the world. And a lot of people don't know that. And a lot of realtors, I didn't even know that. But a lot of major cities across the world don't even have an MLS system.
We're organized real estate. So
we're very organized. The way we can search for things, find information, it's very accessible to the average realtor. And there's tons of tools on there that most realtors don't even know about. Like I'm sure you haven't explored everything that's on there because there's tons of tools you can use. And what I try to say is that we're trying to build a system where there's trust and integrity and help the process of what someone moving or investing or both in Latin America or Dominican Republic.
And that's some of the stuff that we do, right? I mean, we've worked together, we've done relocation. We've done portfolios for investors. We've done acquisitions, land acquisitions. We have the relationships with banks, major banks, Scotiabank, Banco Popular, just to name a few, in the Dominican Republic. And I know we'll talk about that a little bit more about the process itself, but in terms of going back to the original question about security, it's safe. That's all I have to say. And if you don't believe me, fly down there and take a look at yourself.
What I try to tell people too is I've been to very luxurious areas and I've been to maybe other areas that most people wouldn't go to. And what I've realized is that especially in the Dominican Republic, a lot, or I'd say like a large percentage of the people live off tourism. So if someone's going to rob me or heckle me or do something to me as a tourist, the community's going to know about it. The country's going to know about it. And if you do something like that, you're affecting many people's pockets. And that's usually a problem in most countries, obviously not all. that rely on tourism, there's a sense of protect the tourists, because at the end of the day, they're bringing their money, their hard-earned money from their country to spend in our country, and we want to give them a good experience, right? Obviously, you're going to have people that are going to try to gouge you.
Yeah, of course, that's normal.
Charge you crazy amounts for things that, but that's every
I just
country.
got gouged right here at Western Langstaff. So, you're going to gouge everywhere. It doesn't matter.
That's normal, but in terms of safety, I mean, I've personally never felt threatened, and I've been to many countries, and in Dominican, I felt pretty safe, to be honest. If you're not going to walk through a rough part of town in Toronto in the middle of the night with jewelry on, making a lot of noise and being obnoxious, don't do it in another country, right?
And the truth of the matter of fact, too, Andres, is that people say they've gone to Dominican Republic or other places we work, but you've only been in four walls. You've only stayed inside the resort, so you don't really have that true
experience. Yeah.
I mean, look, listen. I had to do once. I went to Europe and I did an overpass in Germany. Does that necessarily mean that I went to Germany just because I did an overpass? No. Yeah. But funny. Here's the funny thing. They don't call it Punta Cana anymore. They call it Punta Canada. Right? You don't even need to speak Spanish. That's the interesting part.
Yeah.
And we're not even talking about Cabarete, which is a lot of veterans happening out there. A lot of Canadians are out there. We're just talking really about Punta Cana itself. It's changed so much that it's so common for you to bump into Ecuadorians, bump into Spaniards, bump into New Yorkers. Not actual Dominicans, just like people from around the world. Yeah. They just opened up a turkey restaurant in Punta Cana.
Oh, wow.
Put it that way.
Yeah.
Right? So cuisine's also
expanding.
opening up too. Yeah.
Definitely expanding. And in terms of like a cost of living breakdown, let's say for the people that are not necessarily looking to invest, they want to retire there. How much could someone get away with by living down there between what kind of budget? Average modern lifestyle.
Yeah, well, it depends on your taste buds, right? So I mean,
do you want restaurant or are you cooking?
We're cooking, right?
So let's say someone's cooking, they're moderately going out, not too crazy. Yeah. Average groceries, average rent, type of thing.
I'll give you a perfect life example. Okay. Remember that you are in the Dominican Republic. It's a tropical country.
Yes.
So a lot of things are produced. I mean, even just go here to a non commercialized supermarket, go to a smaller local supermarket. The avocados itself, you got these small avocados, and then you got these massive, creamy avocados that back in the day we used to put a little bit of sautéed onions, a little bit of olive oil, salt on a bread, and you're good to go. I took my wife. We were on a trip in August, just this recent August, and she couldn't believe. For $300, I had 3 buggies. Three carts full. 3 carts full. Yeah. With $300, and I'm talking about bananas. I'm talking about water. Put it this way: the watermelon over here. What are we paying? Like $11, $8, sometimes $7. Over there, I'm picking up for like $1.50 or $2. There you go. Yeah. Right?
So you'd say it's safe to say like a third or like a quarter is the cost.
Of course.
Of the groceries here.
Absolutely.
Because a cart here, wow.
And it's fresh.
Here, yeah.
But here's one thing. When I started traveling more back and forth, actually a buddy of mine, he's like, Johnathan, I don't understand why the milk is on the shelf. The most simple thing. Milk is on the shelf over there.
Yeah, it's not in the bags.
It's not in the bags, or you saw that.
But even in the States, they use more cartons.
Yeah, more cartons. Yeah. Or not in the freezer. Over here are refrigerated. I'll tell you why. Because over here is more pasteurized. Over there is pretty much, they understand the shelf life. It's just on random shelf. You know how hot it is, room temperature. And my kids have been absolutely
It'll be sold by this date.
It'll be sold by this date.
And used by this date.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just fresh.
That makes sense.
It's just fresh.
What about healthcare and insurance for Canadians? Someone that wants to move down there, healthcare system. What should they know?
So when we first talking about this, we mentioned about the mental health. I can't remember where I saw this, but there was an article saying that Dominican was around the top 10 countries in the world, right? That is the best place for your mental health.
It's like they said, happiest people. When you're around happy people, it's almost impossible not to be happy.
Like they say, right? If you're married, happy wife, happy life type of thing, right? And miserable husband. No, that's a different conversation. But it was up there. In terms of healthcare, it's you do have the public healthcare, which obviously we won't talk about that, but there's private healthcare. And it ranges. You can go anywhere from with premiums of $2,000 a year down to like around $1,000 a year. But I'm talking about top-notch healthcare. Yeah. Example. I like to talk always about examples. family member of mine needs to do an MRI over here. Close to 2 months or 3 months to do an MRI.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Fly down to Dominican Republic, goes to the doctor. Doctor's like, okay, fine, let's schedule in for an MRI. He's like, okay, how long is it gonna be? No, hold on a minute. Literally, just walked down the hall. She got an MRI done with less than 3 hours, and then flew back. Guess how much it cost her to get an MRI?
$200, $100.
$120.
So she flew there, came back, stay, everything, $1,000.
$1,000.
I got it right away.
Got it right
Within
away.
a day or two.
So she was in the middle of a critical illness, so she wanted to obviously accelerate the process. Every day counts, every hour counts. And with the MRI, yes, she had a little hard time coming back here, but they were able to kind of, MRI is an MRI.
Yeah.
And they were able to take that into consideration, and she was able to get on her treatment accelerated 3 times much sooner than if she would have waited for the system.
Wow, that is wild. And I don't think we answered the question. Cost of living for someone to live in Dominican, what would you say average is? Rent, groceries, transportation,
Listen,
lifestyle.
We've helped up. You and I have helped our clients that are renting right now anywhere between about 1,000 to about 1,200 square feet, 2 bedrooms, anywhere between $1,500 a month, right? Within a grid area, by the way.
You can find cheaper.
You can find cheaper, absolutely. But we're talking about
So let's say average $2,000 to $3,000 an average lifestyle with rent and everything.
Oh, you're living like a king.
You're living like a king. USD.
Yeah.
USD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're way above the norm.
So what rent is here?
Yeah.
You could live in Dominican Republic, a much better life, better food, better weather, happier people. For just the price of rent here. Let's say average rent in Canada, I think is like $2,300, $2,500. But that's all of Canada.
In a shoebox.
So in Toronto, obviously average rent is much higher, or closer to $3,000. So for that price, even in Canadian, you can live a better lifestyle, pay for your groceries, pay for your health insurance, pay for your transportation, massage here and there, getting your nails done if that's your thing, going to the spa, going to the movies, whatever it may be, right?
Go to a concert.
Yeah, much more self-care. That's affordable over there.
Look at this. So the Andrea Bocelli, I'm not sure if I can, for copyright reasons, we can mention the name or not, right? But for Andrea Bocelli, I think a ticket here was like about $1,500 or something like that, right? Client of mine went to see Andrea Bocelli, front row seats, VIP table. I don't know why in Dominican, usually they're custom, like we have I guess it's a Spanish thing, to give you a bottle of rum, and he ended up paying front row seats, $500 for him and his wife.
Wow.
To see Andrea Bocelli in a hot climate.
That's amazing.
That's crazy.
That's amazing. So relocation, residency options, someone that wants to move to Dominican Republic, shipping their belongings, building, stuff like that. What can you tell us about people that are considering making the move or being snowbirds?
Yeah.
Because the big thing right now is snowbird November to April, and then April to October being Canada type of thing. That's what a lot of snowbirds, especially the elderly, are doing.
And especially with the U.S. So a lot of people are not going to the U.S.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are looking elsewhere.
We're not going to say why. I'm sure you guys know. We're not going to, get any blacklisted or anything.
Yeah, we're not going to go there.
Why are people going there?
Although it'll be pretty cool if you got called out. Right? So, but we're not gonna...
Residency options, shipping your belongings. What can you tell us about that?
We could definitely. It's more of a lawyer question. We could definitely have our in-house lawyers at one point come on here.
Yeah.
But there's definitely residency. One of the interesting things is that if you are an investor over $200,000, your residency is accelerated.
Oh, there you go.
Right, so you are able to have residency.
Investor or purchasing a home or whatever.
Purchasing a home. If you're an investor, you're purchasing a home, and you can prove that's more than 199 or 200,000, something like that. Then you did get that acceleration. Now, there's also, you don't need it as a Canadian. That's a good thing, right? You don't need it, but there's definitely benefits to that. But if you're looking to actually relocate completely, then there's also something called una visa de rentista. So an investor's visa, that as long as you can provide proof that you have your own means of income or investments here, you get a residence, you get an investor visa a little much quicker. But that's
I think maybe next episode we'll get into more details about certain things, visas, and maybe even how to ship your belongings over there, or details on security, maybe a price list of detailed areas we suggest for Canadians, because I think Canadians also underestimate how many Canadians or North Americans are living half the year in these countries?
Listen, year to date, if I'm not mistaken, sorry, between last year alone, we had over close to 12 million, over 11 million people, okay, that came to the Dominican Republic alone. We're already almost, I think, I don't know if you can bring it up on your online, how many Dominicans have, I think we've already reached close to like 9 million or
Tourists?
Tourists, yeah, to Dominican, or more than 11 million. I think I saw it here somewhere. Let me see, hold on, we'll do this live.
I got it. 12 million.
So, hear that. Year to date, we've already passed it. And we haven't even finished the year. We haven't even hit the high season yet.
This is probably a couple of days ago or a couple of weeks ago too. So you still have the last months, which is the busiest time where people go take their vacations. Winter is starting, they're feeling the blues, they're like, time to go, or they've already planned it. But they keep breaking their record year after year. I think it was 8 million a couple years ago.
8 million a couple years ago.
11 million, 12 million.
8 million, 9 million, 9.5, jumped up to 10.5, went to 11. And now look, year to date, we're already at 12 million, which is crazy because when you and I did that event just a couple of weeks ago, we were only at 8 million. Right? So
it's also the pricing. The pricing is very suitable. But Johnathan, how can people follow you? How can they search you up to learn more?
Reach us out. Instagram, the handle, Basden. You can search up. You'll see my picture there. And we're here. We're Andres.
Yeah, right here's both of our Instagrams, The Soul Properties. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions, and we'll be sure to answer them to you. We'll be doing another podcast episode to show you guys and talk about what's going on in Dominican Republic, the opportunities not only for investment but retirement. Whether you're planning to retire soon or invest in retirement, or your parents or grandparents are looking to retire or be snowbirds abroad, we're your guys to help you guys fulfill that dream. So make sure you contact us, follow us for more, and we'll be back with another episode soon.
And one more thing, Andres. It's always Friday in Dominican Republic.
Don't get too caught up in that though, if you have a job still. But if you're retired, do your thing.
Take care. Peace.
Take care.